Hey everybody, welcome to iSMM365. I'm Elder Rashad Frazier Gaines, and I'm excited to have some amazing folks, some of my favorite folks in the church with me tonight. At this time, I want to introduce to you again Pastor Galen Pierce out of Tyler, Texas, who serves as our strategic planning manager for SMM. Welcome tonight, brother. Good to see you.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing, my brother?
Listen, I need another week. I'm not ready for AIM.
Man, it came up so fast.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But we here. So
We are.
the Saints are already in the DMV. I got to DC yesterday. We just gonna pray that the Lord meets us in the convention center and that great and mighty things happen to God's people and for God's people. We serve
That's
a
it.
great and mighty God,
Yes, sir.
brother. So talk to the people. What should they expect with the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp?
Man, listen, I am super excited about the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp um, during SMM. It is going to be a phenomenal time. Our young people, and I just looked at the registrations. We have someone is that has registered that is 53 to be in attendance for the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp. So I'm like, okay, Lord, I see you. We're gonna have a phenomenal time. It's a 3-day intensive where our scholars are going to go from problem to pitch. They're going to literally build out their problems with their target audience and building every framework to get their pitches prepared to present on that Thursday afternoon to a wonderful and amazing panel of sharks. And
Who are the sharks? Like the people really want to know who these sharks are. So I guess we should let them meet the sharks.
you ready?
Are y'all ready? Are the sharks? Are the sharks assembled?
Sharks are ready to go. Sharks are ready to go. Supervisor Aisha Simpson, Supervisor of Women for UAE Dubai. And then we have Elder Trey Wright, who is also set to be our morning motivational speaker during SMM City. So I'm super excited. I'm like really, really excited and blessed to have some amazing sharks that will be with us. And I am going to let each shark tell you why they are going to be sharks, what makes them shark worthy. I know why, but I want them to tell y'all why they are and why there's such a huge hype around our sharks for the first ever Shark Tank pitch. We're going to start with Supervisor Simpson.
Hey, everybody. It is me, your girl, Supervisor Simpson. Um, I'm excited to be a part. It's been a long time coming since I've worked with iSMM. I think I go back to my dear brother, Joe. God rest his soul, who brought me on a part of the team. And so I'm excited to be a shark. I am a life and business coach. I have been a Black girl in tech on my job and in my position for 12 years. And I've also launched several businesses, even some during the pandemic. So I kind of know what it takes to get this business on the ground. I kind of know I have the ear and the eye excited to see greatness. And my thing that I say is that vision is the art of seeing what is invisible. And we got to go to Habakkuk where it says, write the vision and make it plain. So I'm excited to see those who have been writing the vision and making it plain. And hopefully we can be there to fine tune some things for you and send you out to be successful.
That is amazing. I have one question for you, Supervisor Simpson, before I move to Elder Wright very quickly. What sparked your desire to be an entrepreneur, business owner?
Um, while I've had a long, successful career in corporate America, we're finding and we're looking at incomes and all of these things, and we see that that is just it's not just that that makes it happen. It takes more streams of income that we need in order to be successful and live comfortably. And what better way to do it instead of adding another boss over your head to be your own boss? And many people think that being your own boss is the easy way out. Well, that means sleepless nights. That means up in the morning, out late, so many different things that you have to do. So I was sparked because I wanted more and I wanted better for myself. And I saw or I felt greatness could come from my businesses and that they could be successful and also impact others, be a impact to other young women.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love it. Next, we have Elder Trey Wright.
What's going on, everybody? I am so excited to be a part of this. This is actually my first time participating with Scholastic Motivation, so I'm super excited, thankful for the opportunity. Um, as far business wise, I actually started all three of my businesses during the pandemic. I have a vocal coaching company entitled Golden Vocals, where I do vocal lessons. I have an event planning business called Black to Gold Designs. And I also have a catering business called Golden Food and Catering. So all three of my businesses were started during the pandemic and also while I was still in undergrad. So I was a college student when I started all of these businesses. So I definitely understand the struggle of being, very young, being in college, not having all of the resources that maybe others had or the experience that others had, but still being able to be successful in business. So I'm definitely excited about this opportunity.
Awesome. So you started your businesses during the pandemic. What sparked for you to begin? Like, you know what? Now is the time for me to do this.
I'll say for me, I always wanted more than one income. I always wanted multiple streams of income, number one. But number two, most of my gifts and my talents, I was just using them within the church, just being nice, cooking for events, going to do vocal workshops, doing all these things. And then I realized that, my level of influence or my expertise can go outside of the four walls of the church. And I can be influential in any metron or any space. So I really wanted to, start business to have impact in the community. To showcase what I can do, my expertise, my education outside of the church, and to make some money, and because I really enjoy helping people. So that was definitely what sparked me to start those businesses.
Amazing. I'm floored at the amount of wisdom and expertise that we are getting right now. And this next question is for both of our sharks. Um, what do you say to that young scholar, that youth, that young adult, that adult that is like, you know what, I want to start this business venture, but I just don't know where to start, where to begin. I have the idea, but what do I do next? What do y'all say to that individual?
I'll go first. I'll say first, follow the word, write the vision, make it plain. You got to take it out of your head. A lot of times we walk around with things just in our head, thinking that it's going to come to pass. But it says, the word clearly says that you must write it and make it plain. Not only does writing the vision go by the word, but it empties out what's currently being stored so that he can pour more into you. You're thinking that God is not speaking. You're thinking that you don't have the answer or that you cannot do it. And he's saying, nope, I need you to use what you already have. So I would encourage you to actually just go. Do it. The only failure is you sitting on what God has given you and not activating what he's already placed inside of you.
Amazing.
To that, I would say kind of more not to be deeper on the spiritual side of things, but kind of sort of, but before you have a business plan, before you have a budget, my thing is always establishing, is my idea something that I just want to do? Or is my idea something that God has really given me the strength or the resource or the okay to do? So, number one, if you have an idea, that's great. But make sure that you go to God with this to be sure. I don't want to be a Babylonian just building something that has no purpose, building something that I really didn't even need to be building. So making sure that I have the okay from God for whatever business idea that I have, to be sure that I'm just not out here wasting time, wasting money, wasting resources, but this is something that God gave me to do. So being sure that he's okay with it, I would say would be my first step.
So let me jump in here. So I'm with it. Like, yes, let's have a vision and let's make stuff plain, and then let's go to God. But when do we go to an accountant? When do we
Immediately.
right? When do we
Immediately.
get an attorney? Like, what are
Quickly.
the we have like, I want to be very clear what we're not doing. Like, what we're not doing is what y'all let y'all pastors do on the regular, which is like give people these, because I've been waiting on my check to come in the mail in 3 days since AIM 1996. Okay. Um, so what we're not doing is that. And y'all take that how y'all want to take it. And I meant
I
it how it came out. Um but what I'm saying is that, like, when these kids leave here, they're gonna be prepared to go get an LLC. Like, we're gonna prepare them. They're gonna know what a business social security number is, the federal employer identification number. Like, we're gonna set these kids up for success. And point the question towards is market data. Right now, everyone wants to be an influencer. You get these promotions, you get this check, you get to be flued out, and they out here spending that, and fun, right? But being an original is really hard. Being an innovator is really hard. But being trendy gets people paid. So what are the kids supposed to do with that? Because we're telling them follow God and to pray and da 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 da, and all of these things will be added, because that's what we're teaching them. But everything in the world that they see, from social media to the big screen, is telling them to do the opposite of what we're telling them to do.
I agree with you 100%, Elder. Um, what I refuse to do in this season, and this comes after years and years and years of uh, church hurt, for lack of better terms, for waiting on that check, right? Um, I refuse to get an A in church and an F in life. I refuse to master church and not know how to run my business. I refuse to use my talents, my wisdom, my knowledge in ministry and not be able to use it at home. To be able to push somebody else's vision and not push mine. So you have to use your resources. There are so many resources out here right now that you can utilize to make sure you know the foundation of business and understand the principles of business, while keeping it godly, while doing all of these things. And so you need to know about the laws that pertain to your business. You need to know how to get your IE in. You need to know how to get set up your accounts. You need to know how to establish credit as your business. And that's why I believe coaches are, mentors are necessary, coaches are necessary, accountants are necessary. Some people try to put off accountants because they're like, oh, I just started my little business, and people start littling you. You kind of know you own something, your little business. But even with your little business, your little stuff, your little thing, you need to start establishing that from the ground, because what you put on the bottom is what you're going to build upon. A lot of times we can't handle the blessing because we haven't been good stewards over the little thing. And because we haven't been good stewards over the little thing, we can't be the ruler over the many. And so there are things that you have to buckle down and do as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, that will not come. I don't want to get y'all in trouble on here, but that will not come through fasting and praying. It
Listen, I
will.
get fired every week. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. I don't want
So
to get,
therefore,
I don't know. I don't want to get us fired, but it doesn't come through fasting and praying. It comes through education. It comes through making yourself knowledgeable. It comes through reading books. It comes through being attached to the right people, going outside of your church group. I always tell the story that my mentor, she did not come from the church. And I was praying and I was asking God. Everybody had mentors. Everybody had these people who they were auntieing to death. And I'm like, God, I want that because it looked cute for a minute. And I was like, I want that. And he said, well, I'm sending you someone, but it ain't gonna look how you think it's gonna look. It ain't gonna be a district missionary. It ain't gonna be a supervisor. It ain't gonna be a president. It's gonna be somebody in business who know how to tell you how to flip your business, turn your business upside down, who can correct you and corral you, as well spiritually, but also for lack of better terms, make you okay for the streets, okay? Make you all right in the corporate room, make you all right when they trying to hustle you. Many people who even build businesses in the church, they go out into the evangelism field and they don't have their stuff set up, and now they getting jacked by the IRS. Now they getting hustled because they don't have contracts and all of these things. But you got to have some wisdom in the streets. You got to have some wisdom in the corporate room as well as the ones on the altar.
Yeah. I gotta let's jump ahead here. So I'm out here with my little lemonade stand, my little pound cake slices, my little peach cobblers, you know. Y'all already know at the Mason Temple, after the midnight musical come out there to the trunk, I'm gonna have fried chicken legs on white bread, $5. Y'all know how the Saints do. And I've been doing it for a while, right? When do I begin to pay myself? An entrepreneur, small business owner. When do I start to pay myself?
From the beginning.
Yeah,
You pay yourself from the beginning, because when you're not getting something out of it, it's easy to quit and give up. That's just my basic answer.
I agree with supervisor, and being a caterer, having a catering business. When I started my business, I was making enough money to pay for my product, to pay for travel to get there. But when I looked at what I was putting in my pocket, it might have been 10, 15, $20. So I really had to realize that I'm not marketing this right. I'm not I'm not doing this right because I'm charging people, but I'm not getting any benefit from that. Which one of the main reasons was because of that. Number one, I didn't have contracts when I first started. And number two, I'm like, you know what, you're my friend, you're my family, you can get a discount. I don't speak the language of discount in 2026. I don't know what a discount is. Cousin, auntie, church, you
Because
gonna
they're
pay
not
me? I'm like,
discounting
yeah,
Cheesecake Factory. They're not
no,
doing it. Yeah, okay.
no. So you're gonna pay me. So my thing is, if your business structure is not set up in the very beginning to where you will be getting paid, I don't think that your structure is quite set up correctly. Because I made that mistake of cooking for hundreds of people, making people happy, pleasing their pockets, and I'm going home with $20.
Mighty Christ.
I'm hearing that feelings.
Wow.
So, Pastor Galen, during this week of the intensive, will y'all be going over pricing and product valuation?
Yes.
Excellent.
They are literally getting immersed into the entire process. And they're even going to have homework that they're going to have to do after each day to prepare themselves for Thursday afternoon. So it's not something no fly by night. They're literally getting their problem, and they have to go. They're going all throughout every step of the way. So it's going to be an amazing, intensive boot camp that they're going to be a part of. Our other shark has joined in. My little sister Marquetta Timmons Richardson. She has snuck away, y'all. She's in Holy Convocation this week. So, sis, real quick, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, everyone. I am currently in the back of church because we are in Holy Convocation and the speaker is about to get up, but I would not let my brother down on tonight. I am Marquetta Simmons Richardson, all the way from the big state of Texas. I do currently have multiple. Multiple businesses that I am proud of, from t-shirt making made by Design Tyler to graphic making, balloon art, decorating for events, coordinating events, all the things. Here in Texas, I'm known as the jack of all trades. People often ask me or try to find things that I cannot do. But one thing about it, a lot of people have told me through the years, you can't do everything because you can't master it. Well, when you like doing and you like having your hands busy, that gives you time to master many, many things. And that is me. I am a down to earth little country girl. But I love the Lord and I love what I do. I am so excited to be a part of this Shark Tank. Pastor Galen Pierce, when he told me about it, I thought this was one of the greatest ideas. And I'm excited to work with Supervisor, and I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, Supervisor, and I think it's Trey. I'm excited for this evening and I'm looking forward to AIM. I don't know what everybody else talked about, but I'm going to let y'all get back to the questions because I was listening and it was sounding real, real good.
Amen, y'all. That's my sister, y'all. And um, I just very quickly want to ask you something, sis, that we've everyone else has had an opportunity to speak on. What would you say to that that youth, that young adult, or even that adult that says, "I have this idea of starting this business"? How would you tell them where to begin?
Do it. That's my philosophy in life. Just do it. I know that's Nike's slogan, but I live by it. Just do it. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be cheap depending on what you're doing? More than likely, no. But if you want to do it, if that's your dream, if that's what you have set out in your heart to want to do it. And don't let nobody stop you from what you want to do. Everybody is not going to be pleased. Everybody's not going to like it. Everybody's not going to be your customer. And it's okay for everybody not to be your customer, because I don't have a problem with saying, this one ain't for me, because all of them aren't going to be for you. All money is not good money. And just because it's a big project and you think it's going to explode your business, it could kill your business on the flip side. And you didn't even see it coming. So always look at every detail and every piece of projects or anything that you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing. I don't know if you're baking cakes. Well, baking cakes may not be for this convention. Amen. We see the dollar sign and we like, oh, I'm finna bake 15,000 cakes and I'm gonna sell them all. No, this might not be your season because this might be the convention where that one person turns around and starts digging into your business and doesn't find your food handler's license and doesn't find your certifications and all of that. And that could be the reason that your business just right there is done. But whatever dream you have, do it. Do it. If you need somebody to remind you, call me. Do it.
That's it. That's y'all listen. Are y'all enjoying this right now? In the chat, y'all talk about it, man, because I'm enjoying this. I'm excited um, with the sharks. So, sharks, I got another question to ask y'all. Um, when you were approached about participating in Shark Tank, what compelled you? What drew you to say, yes, I want to be a part of this?
I don't mind being the one to go first. I don't mind. At first, my first thought was me. Why? Look, why me? But then shortly after thinking about it, I looked back to when I first got into business, and I was like, you know what? Somebody needs to know that my story may help someone else because my story sure don't look like everybody else's. My businesses started because I got frustrated with other people's businesses. Truthfully, the quality wasn't what I wanted it to be, or the time frame wasn't what I wanted it to be, and I was like, you know what? If I put my mind to it, I can do this. And so for me, it was my testimony may help someone else, and I live by if I can just help one person, that's all I need to do.
I think when I first got approached, it's AIM. So if you know you go, you can go in 12 different directions during AIM. And I said, ain't nobody got time for that. And then I started looking at what um, iSMM is doing and how they're empowering young people to be successful on so many different levels. I thought about my poor. Somebody deserves your poor. Somebody deserves what you have to offer. And I'm not one, if you're around me and I've gotten it out the mud, why should you have to get it out the mud? You should be able to use the things that I tripped up on, the things that I was successful with, and to make you successful. Hopefully, you can use my life story as a foundation um, to grow and to be better. And what better way to do it than to empower into Mason's children? These are my family. These are my people.
Right?
And to see us successful, because the world has pegged us as all we do is dance and put on clothes. Well, that's not the truth. This is a
Not at
prime
all.
example of how we're empowering young people globally to be successful. So I'm excited to be a part.
For me, when Elder Gaines asked me to do it, I was very confused of why he would ask little old me when all these people are in the church. But why I was drawn to it was because if I had a me if I had a me now when I first started my
Mm.
business, I would have been so much more further along because, again, when I started my businesses, I was, 20 years old. I'm in college, so I didn't have a lot of the wisdom that I have now. So now I don't mind telling that funny story or giving the story of this is what I did and you shouldn't do it. So, if I can ever use my transparency to be honest of my mess up so that you don't have to mess up, I would love to do that. And also because there are a lot of people that are in school, in college, that don't feel that they can start a business. Where am I getting the money to do that? Where am I getting the resources to do that? So if I can do it, I messed up a little bit, but I can teach you how not to mess up like I did. So that's why I was drawn to it.
Y'all, this is absolutely phenomenal. And if y'all are paying attention to the chat, please ignore Elder Gaines.
Take him out the group chat. Please take him out.
Please ignore him. But this is absolutely amazing. Um, and I could tell y'all this: when I was approached back in January, when we were at our Winter Strategy Planning Summit by Dr. Jesse Williams, who is our executive director of SMM, when he asked me about this, I was like, why do you want me to teach these kids about this? And then I got to thinking, and I was like, wait a minute. We're on to something here. This is something innovative. It's something different that's never been done. And I said, you know what? I'll do it. I will take on this project. I just came on board as the strategic planning coordinator, helping move the vision forward in this quadrennial. And I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, I'll take on the competition. Let me do this. Let me have fun with it. And so I started looking at how Shark Tank was ran, the actual competition, and I got to thinking how when I was with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Dallas, and how I helped. There was something that y'all may be familiar with that's called National Lemonade Day. One of the young people that I knew from the Boys and Girls Club organization, she started her lemonade business with Lemonade Day. I will never forget it. She went on to the Shark Tank competition. They made a deal, and if I'm not mistaken, you can still purchase her lemonade in Kroger grocery stores. And she started as a little girl, National Lemonade Day, running her lemonade stand, and just made money. Her lemonade is called Be Sweet Lemonade, and it's made from pure raw honey from from bees in the state of Texas. That's how it was. And so absolutely phenomenal things. And I was like, you know what? I help these young people. I said, I can help my own young people. I can help SMM. And as Supervisor Simpson mentioned, SMM, we're being innovative and creative with everything that we're doing concerning SMM. We're being intentional about every aspect of the competitions and the seminars. And so this is bringing in a whole nother aspect and a whole nother level. And so I am definitely excited, and I cannot wait to see you guys. I am ready. I am ready. And so, question for you all. What are you looking for when you hear the pitches from these young people? And might I add, there is a participant with the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp that is also 53 years old. I just looked at the registrations earlier today. We have a 53-year-old that's participating. So when you hear the pitches, what are you looking for? What are you wanting to hear to say, you know what? I want to connect with you to help push your vision for your business forward.
I'll go first. I think I'm looking for vision, of course, but is it backed by preparation? Or did you just decide because this is something you see that I'm doing it? But looking for someone who is original but strategic in every step that they make, and has the ability to see beyond their right now. Can you forecast beyond what you're currently looking at? And having that piece of originality that says this can take off. And then not only can it take off, but you can sustain it. So those are some of the things that I'm looking for when they make their pitches. Everything is not always profit. Some things are purpose. And do you know the difference between profit and purpose? Do you know the difference between passion? Because if you get into your passion, you'll start giving stuff away. You'll start compromising your business. So do you know the difference between purpose, passion, profit? Do you know those different things so that you can be successful? Is it worth giving into you? Is it worth sacrificing or investing in you?
Right.
For me, it's some of those same things. I'm also looking for your heart. Where is your heart in whatever it is that you're trying to do? Um, that's something really, really big for me. A lot of people just do stuff to be doing it. But most of the time, when you find something that you really want to do and it's in your heart to do it, those are some of the best businesses, and they last long lasting because it does have a piece of passion in it, but there's a purpose behind that passion within that. So I'm definitely looking for the heart. And like Supervisor said, is this investment, where is this investment going? If we invest in you, is it just a good pitch for the tank, or is this a actual realistic forecast for your business? I like numbers, so I am financial accountant. That's what I major in. So I love the numbers side. So is this investment really going to be worthwhile? Is it really going to help this particular business, or will this investment get it off the ground for now and then fall later?
All right.
For me, being that I started everything during the pandemic, I saw a lot of businesses fail. So for me, I'm going to be looking at, is this business something that can be sustained? Maybe if there is a pandemic, maybe if there is something unforeseen that happens, are you still going to be able to sustain? What is your plan B? You know, um, what are your plans for rainy days? And also, I'm looking for who has done their research, who has done their scholarship, who has really done their study to know the numbers, to know the statistics, to know the market. So I'm really going to be looking for, who actually really did their research and their study to know what they're talking about.
Man, I hope y'all ready. Scholars that are watching, youth leaders. Hey, I'm telling you, there's still time to register, by the way. You still have time to register to participate in the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp. So you can have the opportunity to present your pitch because you only get 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And you got to make this the best 3 minutes, the most impactful minutes, the most insightful minutes, because they're also going to give their feedback once you give your pitch. So this is to help you guys. And so I am excited. And I know my sister has to get off of here because she's in Holy Convocation. So, sis, I'm going to have you so you can get back into service because I don't want you getting in trouble by Bishop and your daddy. Um, so, sis, can you leave our scholars, our young adults, our youth leaders, youth workers, anybody that's watching or will watch this? What is a final thought that you would have for everyone that is listening that says, you know what? I think I can do this. What is a final thought, final inspiration that you can give someone that says that?
So I'm reminded of a kid cartoon with a choo-choo train, and he was trying to get up that hill, and he kept on saying, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Baby, if you think you can, you can. And it flows right back to just do it. I'm not gonna tell you that every day is gonna be easy. I'm not gonna tell you that the money's just gonna start flowing in so fast that it could. That's not my testimony. I went broke behind a couple of my businesses at one point because I was trying to invest in them to make sure that I could continue putting out the quality that I knew I wanted. And I'm like, if I want it, then I've got to invest this into it. So keep on saying, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And baby, when you make it to the top of that hill, I promise you, there's no other feeling than that great joy to be like, man, I did it. Just do it. I did it. Two different things, but at the same time, there's no better feeling than knowing that you put your all into something and it was successful. Always remember that your success may not look like everybody else's success because everybody's testimony is not the same. So my success may not be monetary. Yours may be, but don't let what other people do or what other people's success looks like, don't let their story detour yours. So keep on pressing, keep on thinking you can, and remember to just do it. Galen, Pastor Galen Pierce, I appreciate you guys and I love everybody here watching. And I cannot wait to be a shark here in the Entrepreneur Boot Camp at the AIM Convention in Baltimore, Maryland. And I do apologize that I do have to jump off, but I appreciate you guys for this opportunity.
Love you, sis. You started talking
Love
like
you
and sounding
too.
like you started sounding like your auntie and your daddy. If y'all don't know, by the way, she is the daughter of the Bishop Milton R. Timmons and the niece of the late great supervisor Joyce L. Rogers. So yes, you started sounding like them. She started saying when she started doing that illustration. I said, oh yeah, it's in them.
I appreciate you, brother.
Love you, sis. Love
Love
you,
you,
sis.
sis.
Y'all, listen. Has been absolutely amazing, and I'm inspired myself. This conversation make me want to start a business, and but I love it. I love it. I love it. To Elder Wright and Supervisor Simpson, same. What final thought would you leave for someone that's watching?
I'll answer this and then I got to get off because I do have to start prayer. Praise the Lord. Um, but I'll say, and I don't want to get in, I don't want to spoil what we're going to talk about on Wednesday. But be okay with not having the support that you think you should have. Like she was saying, if you believe you can do it, that's all you need. Everybody's not going to believe in you. Everybody's not going to see your vision. Everybody's not going to help you. Everyone at your local church is not going to support you. Everyone at your local assembly or that watched you grow up is not going to invest in you. So you be confident enough in yourself to say, if I believe in me, I can do this, regardless of what anybody else has to say. And that's what I would leave them with.
Awesome. Supervisor?
It looked like I'm the last woman standing here, huh?
Praise him.
I know I don't want to go. I don't want Elder Rashad to jump back on here, looking crazy, and I don't want to go too spooky Jesus for y'all. But uh, that I can't, I can't avoid who I am. I want the people to know that God is not just looking for builders. He's not just looking for dreamers, but he's looking for builders too. And that your vision requires a level of faith. But in order to get, I've been teaching for the last two this week about seed time and harvest. You can have faith, but harvest requires work. And it's not a place for you just to chase opportunities, but you need to also create value. Um, and to do everything in excellence because excellence is the language of a leader. Diligence is the currency of success. So will
That's
you be
good.
diligent and
Ooh,
will
that's
you be
good.
diligent in what you're doing? Was that a good one? I didn't go too spooky Jesus on you.
That was
Listen, that,
good.
that was a word. You dropping some.
And
You
so
dropping
I'm
some
excited.
nuggets.
I'm excited to see the shark, see the people who's coming. I'm excited to be a shark. This has been a long time coming, Elder Rashad. You didn't pull me out. And all the way back from the spades game when I whooped him off the table. Oh, I guess I
You
can I say
did. You
me?
did.
I whooped him
First
when
time ever. I'd
SMM
never been beat before that. That was first time
when
ever.
SMM had the spades game and I beat them off the table. I'm still the reigning champion. It was so bad, Pastor Galen, that they cut the whole thing. They said, turn it off. Don't
Wow.
we're not gonna have this no more. We're not gonna do this. I have video footage that I may post before next week starts because in
Okay.
memory of me beating their yeah, I beat them bad. Yes, they canceled the
Wow.
whole tournament. They said
It
cancel
was
the tournament, no
these
more.
are true
Wow.
statements. This is very true.
I'm
Yeah.
excited though to be a part.
No, can you I need you I just need to repeat that because I'm gonna have to add that to
That,
my
listen,
morning
y'all.
mantra. Excellence is the language of a leader.
Of a
And then
leader.
what is
And
diligent?
diligence is the currency of success.
Oh, that's gonna bless me in the morning.
That is good. That is good right there. See, we don't do a whole. We don't just dance and shout over here in SMM City. we
I'm weak.
prepare the minds of our scholars because we believe that we are training and raising up the next lawyers, doctors,
Yes.
scientists, mathematicians, and engineers.
Yeah.
The next person, who knows, we may have one of our scholars that may find a cure for cancer and some. We don't know what we have, but all we know is we want to ensure that we are stewarding the minds and the hearts of these scholars that are going to walk through our doors next week. So I'm excited and looking forward to it. I can't wait. If you are not registered, again, please make sure you register for SMM to participate, and then make sure you sign up for the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp. That way, you can participate in the Shark Tank. But I need you to register so that way you can be counted in that number while we are in Baltimore. And just make sure y'all bring your slickers and your umbrellas because I looked at the weather and it's forecasted to be rain all next week.
Oh wow.
So Saints, y'all pray that we.
I got one last
That's
question for
God
you.
lining up Elder Rashad for Tuesday, Wednesday, third, not just Thursday.
That part. Oh, I got a question for you, Supervisor. And I'm asking this because a lot of small businesses, um, that is where a large majority of business owners and small businesses who are black, they normally aren't small, but they may not have a fortune, distinguished companies. But and not just the restaurants, I'm just thinking, car shops, gas stations, package stores, delivery businesses, different things. When is it time to hire? How am I supposed to treat the people that I hire? How am I
Mm,
supposed to pay people? I get a vacation, but do my employees get a vacation? I can go out there, you know,
Mhm.
but do my employees have insurance? Do I, you know, and I want us to, everything in the world ain't bad. Like I work in a nonprofit space and my benefits package looks really different than it did from when I was in the private sector. Like this week I'm off. We get the 2 weeks for Christmas break off. We get a sabbatical after so many days. Like I mean, there are so many different things that when I've worked in other spaces, I mean, couldn't get a raise. You know, so I want us to be producing not just business leaders and not just smart kids, but we also want people that are kingdom minded with how we're supposed to handle God's people. But I guess on the surface level, the very basic question is, as a small business owner, as a new business owner, when is it time to hire help?
This is my key rule for hiring. Um, as a coach, one of the first things, I guess I'm gonna let y'all in for free on this, and my coach will probably watch this and bring me in for emergency meeting. But as a coach, one of the first things, maybe about session 2 or 3, I will have you find out what you're worth per hour. And you'll find out that as a church goer, as a church participant, your worth per hour is probably way up there, because a lot of the things that you do in church you mark as not valuable, but in the world sector, those things are very valuable, and on your resume, they look good. So once you find out your worth per hour, it will take some digging, it will take some calculating, and say you come up with a random number that says, I'm worth $265 an hour. Then you start to
Got to back
know,
it up.
yep, do whatever you've come up with, and you find out. I have methods for you to find that out, research you have to do to find that out. But once you figure out what your worth per hour is, and we'll even say that your worth per hour is $100 per hour, then you find out that some of the things that you're doing is less than that. You have to try to figure out, is it worth me investing my time in doing this, or is it worth me hiring someone to do it? And so what I do is, because I have a lot, God has blessed my hands with a lot of talents and a lot of things. I have to sometimes sit down and wonder, okay, I can do a graphic, I know how to do a flyer, but the $75 that I can pay to do the flyer and free up 2 hours of my time, is it worth it? So it's about knowing your worth first, and then figuring out how to invest in your business to make yourself successful, and to free up your mind, free up your time, and free up your space, to be able to bring others on. But don't bring others on and then you neglect them. Don't bring others on and you don't treat them fairly. Don't bring others on and on Friday, when my direct deposit is supposed to hit, you can't pay me. Because that's when you see shishi and not supervisor, right? Um, don't bring others on. Don't pull me from my corporate job and give me all of these wishes, and sell me this smoke dream, when you cannot even provide me with insurance and I can't go get my teeth cleaned, right? And so you have to start building and investing in your business that makes you, because when your employees go out and they're happy, that's one of the things that Google has mastered. That's one of the things that Chick-fil-A has mastered, and other Fortune 500 companies have mastered, that if they take care of their employees, not only are the customers talking about it, but their employees are happy. Just like you just talked about your business and your company, because now I want to know where you work, and I want to know if they hiring, and I want to know, can I do business with them? So all of these things, you want to make sure that you're treating people fairly, because people will talk about the negative thing louder, especially in this day and time. The bloggers, the negative, the Discord, they'll talk about the negative thing louder than they will the positive thing. But I think we got to go back to knowing what we're worth before that we can invest into someone else. And then when you find out what you're worth, then you can start hiring people, bringing people on, and then making sure that your company has enough longevity for someone. It's okay to say, you've been on your job 15 years. Maybe it's not the time for you to walk off your job, but maybe you can come on part time with me. Because what are you ripping out of their hands if you're pulling somebody off and you can't offer them a 401k? So it's not just about you. It's about the world that you live in, the people that you impact. You got to start taking them into consideration as well.
Thank you for answering that. I appreciate that. I want our scholars to be different. Like, I want our scholars to be different. People talk a lot of smack about Chick-fil-A. I've never had an experience at Chick-fil-A that they didn't fix. And they will not let you, even if they're not gonna let you leave that building not happy.
I'm happy.
Even if
Absolutely.
even if you are 100% wrong, they will not
I
let
don't
you
know
leave that
if
building.
you've ever toured. We took a tour of their company and did one of their training classes. Their training classes are not about making chicken patties. It's not about the pickle juice they soak their chicken in. It's not if you and you know I don't eat Chick-fil-A here in North Carolina because I lived in Georgia for so long. And until you had Dwarf House, you really don't know about
That
Chick-fil-A.
part. That part.
You don't know about Chick-fil-A till you had a Dwarf House Chick-fil-A. But as I toured there, they spend a lot of time on their customer satisfaction.
Mhm.
And then in putting that, they put an investment into their employees that it makes them not want to quit, and it makes them also, I just can't fire you and treat you as another person because I've invested this time into you. It's like the company I work for. It's really, really difficult for you to get fired at Apple because they've invested so much into you. They've put so much into you that they don't want to have to do that investment again. So they would rather retrain, they would rather put you through classes, they would rather educate you and do all of these things before I throw my investment out the window.
Supervisor, can I
Um,
ask you a quick question? How can we translate that over into ministry?
The Chick-fil-A way.
Training,
Training.
development. You
And
have to
not just
read.
hiring people because of their grandma did it, and not just hiring people because they're your best friend, and not just putting them on the flyer because they have an audience, but are they really called to do what you have them to do? Do you really have somebody in the finances who can't count the $100, who can't steward their own household? Why do we have somebody in finance? You about to send me on one, Pastor. Why do we have someone in finances who credit score says Negro, please? Why do we have, why do we, why have we put Sister Ray Ray over the grant funding and she's struggling with her income at home? You asking, you're manufacturing a thief. Why are we putting people in position in ministry that is not the church is the only place that you can be great without any qualifications.
Yes.
And once we break that mindset that I will not just be great, like I said in the beginning, I will not just get an A in church and an F in life. It's the only place where you can be failing at everything in life and come to and be great in. So it's okay to say, are you qualified to do this? Are you, I mean, even for the simple thing, are you qualified to work this altar? Have you been praying? Have you been fasting? Do you have a nasty attitude? Did they just see you in the store and you flipped them the bird? Did you roll your eyes when you walked in church? It's the only place where you don't have to be qualified to operate in the spaces that you're in. Why are we putting people in the children's ministry that don't even have background checks?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
qualifications, to answer your question, you almost sent me on one. I'm a little triggered there, I guess. Qualifications, and then also being called, not just being called to it, but am I qualified? Can I handle the capacity of the very thing that I'm being asked to do? Because a lot of times we just fill spaces and we do things just because it's an empty space and we put somebody there, or we put somebody there because they're popular, but are they really qualified to do the job?
Thank you so much.
They never be
Yes.
qualified. They never be qualified. But okay, we just. I don't. We got 3 days for aim. I'm just trying.
Stay focused. Stay focused.
I'm just
Stay
trying
focused.
to
Stay
not
focused.
get
Because you know I get in trouble before
fired.
games. Stay focused.
I get fired every week.
Stay focused. Don't get fired with me. Don't come sit on the bench with me. That's not okay.
I get fired regularly. Listen, Saints, I'm excited. This is gonna be one of the highlights of the week. I was gonna say this, and I'm gonna close this because this ain't about Chick-fil-A. They're not paying us, and they're not sponsoring this broadcast. But if you
Y'all
Google,
spam them in the comments. Spam Chick-fil-A and tell them S&M need them. Since they
you do,
closed on Sunday,
we
and they
do.
would come on, spam them in the
We need
comments.
all
Get in them, tag
that
Chick-fil-A in them
bread.
comments and tell them we
Do
need
it.
that
They
funding.
got plenty of bread. Listen,
Yeah,
if you
they got it.
Google the Chick-fil-A mission statement, the first line of the mission statement says, "We exist to glorify God." It don't say nothing about that mission statement. Does not mention the original chicken sandwich at all. It don't mention buns or butter, pickles or chicken. It don't. It says we that the first line of the mission statement says, "We exist to glorify God." People say what they want to say, but I appreciate the fact that it's very clear where their morals are. We can have conversation about we can have conversation about what acting those things out and living those things means. Can't have a conversation about being clear about where you stand. And there's something about that that I just really appreciate. That is a level of boldness and commitment that I appreciate. And I just wanted to shout them out. Um,
especially in cancel culture, in such a culture of cancel,
yeah,
in such a culture of trend, being very intentional about who you are, but more importantly, whose you are. Um,
yeah,
that makes a difference.
yeah. Well, Pastor Galen, you want to close us out tonight?
Listen, y'all, I'm super excited. This is phenomenal. I can't wait till Baltimore on next week. I'm looking forward to um, the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp. I'm super excited about it. Um, that's why I keep bringing it up. Register so I can see y'all on next week, because this Shark Tank pitch is competition is going to literally be the highlight of the boot camp. Like, that's the apex. We're building and working ourselves up to that point. And I'm ready. I know all the sharks are ready, and I can't wait to see you. I want to thank all of our sharks for coming on tonight. Supervisor Simpson, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us on tonight. And to Elder Trey Wright, thank you, sir. To my sister, Sister Marquetta Richardson, thank you so much for your yes and your pour on tonight. Everybody's excited and hyped and ready to go. And to my big brother, Elder Gaines, the Justice Pastor, thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. Um, can't wait to see everybody in Baltimore. Make sure you get there safely. And let's have a good time in the presence of the Lord. And don't forget to be in SMM City, because we have a space for you.
Hall G. Also, happy birthday, America. Please enjoy 4th, everybody fireworks. And we'll see y'all Sunday and Monday. All right, good
Have a
night.
good night.